guys, back again with me. In this video, I will share about my experience in applying for a US visa, and probably I will also put some of my advices for those of you who will also apply for your own US visa, and hopefully this will help you a lot to make the process way easier. So here we go. Whoa, what is this? Let's check it out. It's a package from RPX. I guess this is like the collaboration between a delivery company with the US Embassy itself. So the recipient, which is me, penerima, Hawra Tustari, and like my address. Okay, so let's open the package, shall we? I think you can just use this. Tustari, can you see it? Hawra Tustari, regular home delivery. Let's see. Sharing post name, Jakarta, control number, surname, given name, passport number, birth date, entries, issue date, expiration date. Alright, enough with the passport. I will share the experience of applying a US visa and also gratefully accepted for it. Check it out. Okay, so to clarify first, I was applying for a visitor visa, which is a non-immigrant visa, and there are 3 types. So the first one is B1. B1 is temporarily for business purposes. Then there is B2. B2 is for tourism. And then there is B1 and B2. That is for combination of both purposes. Okay, so the first step for you to apply a visitor visa, a non-immigrant visa, is you have to fill in the DS-160 form that you can find on the cac.state.gov. And make sure all of the things that you fill in the form bisa dibuktikan kebenarannya. So don't forget that. And then step number 2 is submit the form. After you submit, you will have the confirmation page. Don't forget to save it. And then after you save it, you can print it later on because you will need that. Okay, so step number 3 is you will have to make an account on the website called cgifederal.secure.force.com. So what is that account for? That is an account for you to schedule an appointment for your interview in the US Embassy office in your own country. So once you already have an account in that website, you will have to fill in the things that they ask you to, and then they also ask you to pick between 3 options. If your US visa is accepted, your passport will be given to them, and they will return your passport using one of the 3 options. So the first one is pick up, whether you want to pick your passport directly in a point where they already told you to. And then the second one is home delivery. I chose home delivery. And then there is office delivery. So you're free to choose between those 3 options. Oh yeah, don't worry, you can change the address if you pick home delivery or office delivery. You can change the address prior to 11:59 p.m. of your interview date. So let's say you are being interviewed in May 29 at 9 a.m. So you can change your address at that same date before you reach 11:59 p.m. on that same date. And then once you already fulfill the things that they ask you to in that website, you will have to pay. So referring to the name itself, DS-160, the amount of fee that you have to pay is $160, so $160. And there are 2 options of this payment. First one is cash. It's through CIMB Niaga. If you are an Indonesian citizen, you will have to pay it in CIMB Niaga, and it's only CIMB Niaga. The second option is you can transfer, but I don't really understand the procedure of this process. You can search it again on yourself because I didn't choose that option. I chose to pay cash because I think that's way easier. You just go to the CIMB Niaga and then you just give the money for them to be transferred to the Bank of America. But as far as I know, for transfer itself, it's only can be done from a bank that has Bank of America as their beneficiary list. But further from that, I don't really understand about the transfer process, so you can dig it deeper yourself. So yeah, I chose to pay cash. So once you paid cash, you will get the receipt. the receipt will look like this from CIMB. So as you can see here, I'm not really sure if you can read this, but the amount of money that I have to pay for the DS-160 is, for me, myself, in my case, is 4.8 million in rupiah, because I was applying for US visa with my mom, so there are two of us. And in my case, the $160 converted to rupiah will be approximately 2.4 million. So 2.4 million times 2, meaning 4.8. Don't forget to save this, okay? Because you will need it later on. So if you choose to pay cash, the account will acknowledge that you already paid the 160 maximum within 24 hours since the time of your payment. But I think it won't take too long, because in my case, I paid at 11:50 a.m. and I think around the evening, I don't really recall the exact time, but if I'm not mistaken, before 6 p.m. I already found that on the website they already acknowledged that I already paid, because I can proceed to scheduling an appointment. You cannot schedule your appointment until you already paid the $160. You can schedule an appointment for more than one applicant. So let's say in my case, I'm applying with my mom. That means there are two applicants, me and my mom. So you don't have to make an account of CGI Federal Secure Force for your mom as well. You can just make it for you. You are the one who's making an appointment. The one who attend the appointment are both of you. Let's say in my case, I made the account and then I included the application of my mom, the DS-160 application of my mom, on that website. So if you are scheduling an appointment with your family, you can just make an account of yourself and then include the application of each of your family member on that appointment schedule, so you can be interviewed together on the same date, on the same time. So another note of scheduling an appointment is that you will have to be diligent and to be aware to keep on checking the available slot for your appointment, because you have 3 chances of scheduling an appointment. Once you already pass the 3 chance, you cannot reschedule anymore, because if you are rescheduling again, then you will have to pay the $160 again, because you only have 3 chances. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you will have to be aware on checking again the slot, because at first try you might get a day that is quite long from the day that you make that appointment. Let's say it's 2 months later. It's quite long, right? If you are aware to check and keep on checking again on the website, you might get a faster interview date. So let's say for my example, at first try I got July 11th. I paid the DS-160 at May 9. Around that time, I schedule an appointment, and then the first date I got is that July 11th. That is quite long, right? It's like around 2 months, more or less 2 months, the waiting time, because I was aware that I can reschedule and the day that I can get is faster than July 11. So at the same day, I think if I'm not mistaken, the same day or maybe the next day, I checked again on the website and what I got is June 24th. That is faster, right? The same day, I think the night of that day, I checked again. What I got is May 23rd. So that is great, right? Because the interview date is faster than the first one I got. So once you scheduled an interview and you already sure that that is the final date of your interview, you won't reschedule anymore, you will get an appointment letter, and then don't forget to save it and print it later on, because you will bring that on your appointment date, on your interview date. So the 4th step is preparation for your interview. So the first one, you have to bring the confirmation page of the DS-160 that I told you, that I mentioned earlier. So for my case, it's the confirmation page of my mom and myself. So it's this confirmation page of me and my mom. This, and then the payment receipt of your $160, then the appointment letter. The appointment letter. You will get this. You will get this. Okay? Then 4th document is your passport, and my mom's as well. And then the 5th document you have to bring is photo of yourself. So yeah, the main document is only these. It's not really much, right? It's only these. But you will put a high expectation for you to only do this once. You don't want to be rejected, right? Because if you are rejected, your fee will not be refunded, because it's not refundable. That is the disadvantage. And then the second disadvantage is the time. Like, you have to wait again. You have to make the S-160 again, pay again, wait again for your appointment, for your interview time, and that consumes time, and that is not something pleasant, right? So what I do is like I maximize the opportunity for me to prepare all of the documents that is needed for the visa application, so I will not be rejected and I will not like waste the time. Not only bringing those 5 main documents, but also prepare the additional files. And the things that I brought to the US Embassy is birth certificate and like the things that stated I'm a college student of a university, and also ijaza from the senior high school. In my mom's case, I told her to bring a letter that stated that she is part of her company, her institution where she's working in, and also a statement from bank, the amount of money that is in her bank, and also land certificate, katana, and also the statement of her income in a month. And then yeah, I guess more or less that is all. Oh, and also the ijaza from my mom as well. I also like prepare for her own ijaza because like I don't know if the interviewer will ask about that, but I guess not. But to be prepared, like the proof of where she went for her bachelor degree, master degree. I also told her to brought the proof of that previous employment. And yeah, I think more or less those are the additional documents that I brought to the interview. The question is, what is the purpose of bringing those additional files, those additional documents? So what they want to see from you, first thing is that you can prove your living in US are supported. So you will not be neglected or like displaced, like terlantar in US. You are supported either by your company or by yourself by providing the documents that I mentioned, which is income statement from your company, the amount of money that is in your bank, a letter from your bank that is stating that. And then the second thing that they want to see from you is that you can prove you are attached to your own country. You will not be an illegal immigrant there because you are applying a non-immigrant visa, right? Remember? So you will have to prove that to them by, for example, like what I mentioned before, the land certificate, which is surat tanah in Indonesia. And then specifically in my mom's experience, she's working in a company, in an institution that is very unlikely for her to be very long staying in US because she needs to be here. So that is something that you can work on as well. When you want to apply for US visa and you are working, for example, you have to bring up the proof that is showing that you will not be in US for a very, very long time. You will not be an immigrant there. You will eventually come back to Indonesia because you have a work here that requires you to go back to your own country, to Indonesia, for example. So yeah, you have to really pay attention on your documents. Please, please, please bring the documents that you think will help you to be accepted, that you think will make them believe that you will go back to Indonesia, and then things that you think will help them believe, trust in you that you will be safe in US, like income and etc. Oh, don't forget to link that as well to how long you will stay in US, because let's say you will stay in US for 1 month, but then the income or the amount of money in your bank doesn't really state that you have that much of a money for you to live in US. That might be the reason for your US visa to be rejected. So don't forget to make sure everything and link the things that you already planned to the things that you have, and eventually they will have the belief that you will be safe there, but also you will be back to your homeland, to your own country. So yeah, pay attention to those two things, okay? Oh, and also correct me if I'm wrong, because this is my first experience of making US visa. If there are the things that is not really accurate, please feel free to correct me, comment down below so I can and we can all learn together about this US visa thing. It's really good if you have an itinerary ready on you, so in case they ask you about that, you have it ready on you so you can give it to them, the interviewer. The itinerary includes the activities that you will do in US, how long you will stay there, where you will stay there. Just have it ready on you. You don't have to book the hotel or the apartment right away, because remember, you don't have the US visa yet on you. So it's not really wise for you to book already the hotel or the apartment and pay them directly when you haven't even got your US visa yet, right? So don't book anything. I think it's my personal advice. Don't book anything, including your flight ticket. So don't book anything until you have your US visa ready on you, accepted. But it's good to have a plan. So don't forget to plan everything out. Pay attention to everything that you will do in US. Be logical as well so they will believe in you. Okay, so the next step is your interview day. The first thing you have to pay attention for the interview is that you will have to attend the US Embassy in your country 15 minutes earlier from your interview time. So let's say, for example, your interview time is 9 a.m. That means you will have to be there at 8:45. If you attend the US Embassy 15 minutes past the interview time, for example, your interview time is 9 and then you attend the US Embassy at 9:15, you will have to reschedule the appointment. So don't forget to be punctual with the time. Just come at 15 minutes earlier so you have everything ready on your hand. You also have a spare time for you to breathe, for you to prepare anything, for you to not be nervous, for you to think of the answers that you will give to them during the interview. So yeah, and then the second thing that you also have to pay attention is your appearance. Be neat, be clean. You don't have to wear anything too formal because they don't really expect it to do so actually. Just wear casual or semi-formal clothes on your interview. For me, because I'm a college student, I want to show them that I'm a college student. So that's why I don't really wear any formal trousers or formal attire on the interview date. I just wore jeans, outer, t-shirt, veil, jilbab, and also sneakers. Then the third thing you have to pay attention is think about the answers to the question they will give you. For me, myself, before the interview date, I practice to answer the question because I don't want to be stuttering when they ask me questions. I don't want it to be questionable, the answer that I give them, or like full of doubt. And for my case, my interview date is May 23rd, 9 a.m. So I got in the US Embassy at 8:45. And then once I got there is security check. There are some stuffs that you are not allowed to bring inside the US Embassy building. For example, a headset, an earphone, a charger, electronic devices. Don't bring any laptop, don't bring any tablet, okay? Once I passed the security check, my mom and I went inside the building. There are some points that you have to be checked. The first one is the document check. So there are stuffs there that will ask appointment letter, the confirmation page, and your passport, and also the photo. And then they will give you this, like some kind of barcode on your passport. And then the second point is you will be facing another staff, and this is still an Indonesian citizen. I think the staff itself. For my case, we were asked about what is the relationship between me and my mom. What is the purpose of going to America? I thought that was the interview, but in fact, that is not. They have several counters, and you will be standing while you're answering their question. So you will not be seated in any room because you're on the same room with all of the other applicants in that same building. And then the third step is you will line up to scan your fingerprint. And then the fourth step is finally the interview. So we line up for the interview, and then I got such a nice interviewer. It's a she. She is quite humble, but also assertive. And as soon as I finished the interview, I tried to list the interview questions that I remembered I had with my mom. The first one is, she asked, what is the relationship between both of you? We answer, she's my mom, I'm her daughter. Try to be simple, concise in answering the question. You don't want to waste your time, but you also are welcome to put information, but don't forget to put the important one. And then the second question is, what is the purpose of you going to US? I answered, for holiday purposes. We're planning to strolling around the places in Los Angeles. And then, what are you doing? Are you working? I explained my mom first. My mom is a member of the Regional House of Representatives in Depok. Whether for me, I'm a college student. And then fourth question, why choose now for traveling? Why now? Why did I choose the specific time for traveling to US? Why not like several months from now? I answer, that's because I have a summer holiday in the specific time that I chose, and I've always wanted to go to US. And then the fifth question, who is paying for the trip? My mom directly say me. And then the sixth question is it a personal trip or it's business trip? We both say it's a personal trip, so it doesn't have anything to do with the company that my mom is working on. And then she also asked, what is your income in a month, to my mom? And then she replied, roughly blah 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 rupiah. Eighth question, where will you stay there in US? I told the interviewer we will stay in a hotel in Los Angeles. And then she also asked, how long will you stay there? And then I say around 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, the total of the interview question is roughly around 9 or 10. But what I wrote is 9. I think that was all, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, after that, like, it was a 2-minute gap, 2 or 3 minutes gap. There was like a computer in front of every interviewer, and then there was glass dividing between both of us, between me and my mom and the interviewer. And then there was like a mini hole that we will glide the documents or the things that we will have to give to the interviewer, like ubang. 2 or 3 minutes gap. She was like inserting something to the computer, maybe the answers that I and my mom gave, and then she finally stated the things that I and my mom been wanting to hear. Congratulations, your US visa is approved. While she gave me this is really precious for those of you who wanted to go to US. Congratulations, your US visa has been approved. And these are the list of things that you can do to prepare for the delivery or the pickup of your passport. So in the paper, you have an English and Bahasa version. So for the English version, what happens next? They stated, you will receive an email or SMS notification at the phone number you provided when you applied within 2 to 4 business days when your passport is ready. So for my case, I was being interviewed at May 23, and then I have the notification of my passport is ready on the May 24. So like the very next day, the passport is ready. They also send me a payment info, like where do I have to pay for the delivery on May 25. And then I paid it at May 27th. And then after that, you will have them send an email to you stating that they already have payment received by them. And then after that, I received the passport in my hand at June the 1st. So yeah, there are several options that they will give you on the result of the interview, whether you are accepted, rejected, or accepted, but they need an additional file. And I think there are several options more. But yeah, you can search it on yourself if you want to know more. So yeah, I think that's all for the experience in applying for a US visa. I hope that helps you a lot, hopefully, in your own experience in applying for a US visa, especially for a visitor visa. I hope it makes the process for you easier. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because this is also my first experience. Please drop any comment down below that you think will help us get to know the US visa experience in a much more comprehensive way. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in another video.